Well, hello and welcome to Lord's Jewelry, our video channel. Our video channel is dedicated just to our Etsy products, and we have some informative videos there about qualities, parameters. As a gemologist, I enjoy sharing information with you can use. And we have some do-it-yourself videos, one of which is our own technique for hand tying pearls. I think you'd find that interesting. We'll give you a link to the video channel shortly. It's in the description section. But today what we want to do is ream some pearls. Now, we're only enlarging holes instead of doing a full drill of a pearl. It would work for that. But what we're going to use is a Dremel tool. And since what we do might kick up a little bit of dust, although it really won't do much of that, we should use our mask because you don't want any pearl dust to get into your lungs. So what I have is two Dremels here. I just happen to own two. You could do this with one, just interchanging. And in this first one, we have a tapered, and the key to that is tapered, diamond drill bit. I'll give you a source where you can get some of these. And in this one, which you could change it out, of course, you just got one. We got a 1mm real pearl drill that's designed for pearls. And I just learned from some fellow beaters that a good way to hold a pearl is with this tool here, which is just a Irwin quick grip. It's really like a vice grip, but it's designed to hold stuff for various purposes. And I put in there a pearl. It's about 12mm, just so we can show it better. You can do different sizes. And you just clamp this down with pretty good pressure, and it'll hold the pearl. So what we're going to do is we'll take this diamond drill bit and get that hole started, and we'll only drill in about 1/4 of the way on both sides. Then we switch it out and we get our 1mm diameter with a 1mm pearl drill. So let's go ahead and do this. Now this Dremel is a fine tool. It's really high, can go to high RPM. However, I find it's better to use a low RPM. It don't drill much faster, and if you use a high RPM, this drill bit will heat up enough to lose your diamonds, and you'll have to buy some more diamond drill bits afterwards. So let's just turn it on here, and to get the bit in there, you hold this button down. It's a little notch, and you screw this on. And this is an option at Dremel. It takes the place of the collet types, and it allows you to go to different sizes, and we use that on these because sometimes, as an example, it's probably not a collet would fit this drill here. So let's turn it on. And I've got it set on about 1100 RPM. And you just, well, let me back up here. Let's turn it off. Put that point right in the hole. And we got that lined up pretty good. Now let's just turn it on. We've already got it set at 1 minute. All right, go in there just a little distance like that, about 1/4. So that's fine. Now slip it over. And we're going to go in there. See, there's not much dust coming up. Like I said, there's no reason to go to really high RPM. You can kind of feel when you're in the center. Now what we've got now is two holes in there that's a good size, about right for that double thread double that you might be having trouble with. So let's switch to the other drill. Now this is a 1mm pearl drill. I got it from Wynn on Etsy, and I'll give you a link to that. And she offers these drill bits in many sizes, and this is the ones you use in a drill. A real drill that's the ones you use to drill pearls. But it works fine in a Dremel or any other kind of rotary too. So I'm going to do the same thing, put this up to about 1000 RPM. And then I go in the hole I made. And you can kind of sort of vary the direction a little bit. Keep on changing sides. And there you have it, a 1mm hole drill with a Dremel tool. Now, as an option, if you don't want to buy a Dremel tool, although Dremels have a lot more usage, you could use just a regular drill like this one, as long as it has a variable catch type chuck on it where you can put the small drills in there. and it'll work just as well. And you don't have to have a high RPM. You notice we didn't use high RPM. You can tell that by the sound. And we got a perfect 1 millimeter hole through there, and we enlarged it from about 7/10 of a millimeter, and it was easily done. And the key to it is to use a diamond bill to get it started. That way you don't have any damage to around the hole trying to get started, and it gives you a good position to get in there. And then your 1 millimeter drill is going to give you the right size. We had to do a lot of drilling over time. The reason we have experience with it, our tin cups that we make with invisible mountings using 2-ton epoxy, we have to drill every pearl on the strand to make that, and therefore we have a lot of experience. And I've made a lot of mistakes getting to this point, and I've just started using this Irwin because it was suggested by someone else on a beaters club I'm in, and it works better than my other method. I'll be using that from now on. So I learn as I go, and this is 3 years experience to get here. And as you can see, there's no burst out and no two holes that you can sometimes get if you're drilling and it don't work out just right. So now in the description, we're going to give you a link to a place to buy the diamond bits. You need to have a pointed taper on a diamond bit instead of those flat ones, because the flat one doesn't get it to start right like you want. And I'll also give you a link to Wynn's Pearls on Etsy. And you can buy these these pearl drill bits that's designed for pearls in many sizes. In my case, I often use a 1.1 because going on my tin cups is about a 1.0 tin cup, so it makes it fit. And you can literally take this up to a really large opening if you want to by going further in with your diamond bit and using a larger pearl drill. I would recommend buying pearl drills from Wynn. I would get at least an 8/10 millimeter. That kind of gives you a way to burr out holes that might be a little stuff on the inside, and a 1 millimeter, maybe 1.1. And if your needs go to a higher size, she sells them in many different diameters. So once again, welcome to Lloyd's Jewelry, and our YouTube channel gives you links back to our Etsy site and the things we offer there. But I think you'll find this method is really effective for you in enlarging holes. The other suggestion I would have is sometimes all you have to do to avoid enlarging holes at all is go to one size smaller on your thread. Say you're using E size silk. If you go down to D size silk, it may be that you get out of the need with a double thread to have to drill part. Any questions, just send them to me in comments on YouTube or comments on the other blogging station where I'll put these. But I can guarantee you that this works really well. And you can even, with this too, go down to a smaller size. Like I do some 3x4 pearls for some necklaces I do, and it would work for that too. Just clamp it down pretty hard, and then when you're through, just hit the trigger and take out your perfectly reamed pearl.